The following presentation is brought to you by our sponsor, Smunchy Games. Please visit our sponsor at www.smunchygames.com. You can purchase Pokemon plushies, beanies, and Pokecrate boxes at that website. Please enter Tesla at checkout. That's Tesla, T-E-S-L-A, all lowercase letters. You have 5% off of your purchase. SmunchyGames.com. What is going on outside? It is Tesla here, your coach of the Charlotte Beagles for the VPL, the Valhalla Pokemon League. And this is the Week 6 team builder for the VPL. Now, unlike 2 weeks ago when we did our Week 5 match against Leo, there is actually going to be a team builder for this one. Now, this is a post-match recording of the team builder because we already did our match. The results have already been done and played out and whatnot. But the recording I did before the match took place is actually pretty horrible, I'm not going to lie. Like, I could not get my facts straight for the life of me, so I decided to redo it. And we are going to redo it post-match. Now, I'm not going to spoil the result of it. You're going to have to wait until tomorrow, Wednesday, to see who won the match between myself and Rudy of the Chattanoogga Chesnaughts. Yes, that's who we were playing, or who we played last week. Now, as I mentioned before, team builders are basically going to be uploaded on the Monday or Tuesday the week after the match happens, and the match itself will be uploaded that same Wednesday. So that's basically what's going down here. But first, I did mention that I would let you guys in on a special twist that was introduced in the VPL during Week 4. Now, as you guys may know, that the winner of the VPL gets a $50 prize. That means that whoever comes out with the best record / differential in the VPL will get $50. Now, Skyrander and the Sweetish Poketuber, who founded the Draft League, the VPL, added another twist. Week 4, he announced that the two people with the best record / differential at the end of the season would play each other for $50. So, you could potentially win $100 from this league. Or if you come up short from winning the initial $50 prize, you could still walk out with $50. So basically, whoever gets first place will battle second place at the end of the season and get it for another $50 prize, basically. But yeah. Anyways, let's get right to the team builder, guys. We are facing off against Rudy, the Chattanoogga Chesnaughts. He's also known as Green Scrafty. And he has a pretty formidable roster. He has Heatran, Dragonite, Talonflame, Mega Blastoise, Cresselia, Nidoking, Hoopasi, Magneton, Bronzong, Gastrodon, Mr. Mime, and Hariyama. Now, here's what we are bringing. We are bringing Rotom Wash, gotta open my Rotom Wash, with the moves Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split. We are running 248 HP, 252 defense, and 8 special defense. Now, unlike previous weeks, we're not running 8 speed EVs, because there's really nothing we really need to outspeed on team with the extra 8 speed EVs, so we might as well just invest that into special defense, especially when we're facing off against Mega Blastoise of Mega Launcher and Dark Pulse. We do want Rotom Wash to take the Dark Pulse at least a little bit better. We're always running Volt Switch to pivot out, Hydro Pump for a really powerful stat attack, also deal to Nidoking. We're running Will-O-Wisp to burn stuff like the Dragonite. And we are running Pain Split just to get a lot of HP back, if need be. So let's go ahead and run some calcs here. First of all, let's go with Rotom Wash's physically defensive set, shall we? Rotom Wash, OU physically defensive pivot. We're going to run 8 special defense EVs instead of the 8 speed EVs. Now again, this is post-match, so I already know what happened. I already know how this set worked out, but I'm still going to show you guys why I decided to run this set. Now, we're going to be running against Sheer Force Nidoking. We'll call it the OU Wall Breaker set. We'll assume it's Life Orb. With a Sludge Wave, our Rotom Wash can basically live it with, as it does 63.4 to 75% damage to the Rotom Wash. We don't really want to be switching Rotom Wash into a Sludge Wave from Nidoking. We want to be careful and make sure that it goes to Earth Power or something like our Metagross or something, and then switch it in. If he's not in life form, he has a choice scarf set. Let's see how much less damage the Sludge Wave will do. Sludge Wave will be a roll for a 2-hit KO. It'll be a 52% chance to 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery on the Rotom Wash. So, if he's running his choice scarf Nidoking, then we have a chance of living 2 hits from it. A pretty small chance, but a chance nonetheless. So we're going to try to better take on special attacks from Nidoking. As far as Mega Blastoise goes, let's call it the all-out attacker, shall we? Mega Blastoise's Mega Launch with Dark Pulse will have a 14.8% chance to 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery. And that is with our 8 Special Defense EVs. Now, if we were to take the 8 Special Defense EVs off, they'd have a 59% chance of 1-hit to 2-hit KO. So, I think we're better off just running the 8 Special Defense EVs just to reduce the amount of damage that would do to us. Let's see if I did that right. Yeah, alright, so it'd be a 23.8% chance of 2-hit KO. I don't know why. But I assume that the percentage immediately changes when it changes the EV spread in the Rotom Wash, but yeah, so that's why I thought it was a 53.8% chance. I don't know, but I do know that while the percentage difference between having the 8 Special Defense EVs or not is not that big, I don't really want to take any chances here, and I did want to keep my Rotom Wash for the Talonflame as healthy as possible for the possible Talonflame they could bring. So that's why I decided to go with the 8 Special Defense EVs last week against Green Scrafty, aka Rudy. Artisphere basically does the same as Dark Pulse. Just Dark Pulse will probably flinch us, can flinch us in fact. Volt Switch will have a 59% chance to 2-hit KO. Not that it really matters because when we Volt Switch, we're obviously going to be forced out. Doesn't really matter, now does it? Now, also on his team, he has Magneton. So let's see what Magneton will do to our Rotom Wash. He's running a Choice Scarf set. Volt Switch will be a 65% chance of 3-hit KO after leftovers recovery. Thunderbolt will be a guaranteed 3-hit KO after leftovers recovery. And Hydro Ball will basically be a 2-hit KO on the Magneton. So again, 1v1, our Rotom Wash can in theory win, assuming that he doesn't get a high roll on the Thunderbolt twice and it hit both of our Hydros. That is assuming. Now, I'm not really one to, feel lucky going to with rolls and hitting Hydro Pumps, but in theory, assuming that both our mons are at full health, we have a better shot at winning the 1v1 match against Magneton. In theory, anyways. So, again, Special Defensive Rotom Wash, well, Rotom Wash with 8 Special Defensive EVs may not seem like it's a big deal, but there's honestly no reason last week that I should have put the 8 speed EVs on. It's not like I would really outspeed anything with the 8 speed EVs, so I might as well just, invest the rest of the EVs into added bulk, like Special Defense bulk. Really, I could have put, 4 more EVs into HP and then put 4 in Special Defense, but I think I made the right choice by doing that last week against Green Scrafty. So, yeah. Obviously, we don't really need to go over the calcs of Talonflame for Rotom Wash versus stuff like Talonflame, but we can go over calc with Rotom Wash versus Dragonite here. Now, Dragonite OU Dragon Dance, shall we? Outrage will be a 90.6% chance to 2-hit KO. If he's running Dragon Claw, if he is running Dragon Claw will be a 65% chance to 3-hit KO to his recovery. So basically, we have 2 chances to put a Will-O-Wisp on him and burn him, and then we can Pain Split our health back. We do want to Pain Split. We do want to put a burn on the Dragonite. Although Lumberry Dragonite is the thing, he very well could be carrying Lumberry, or it could be carrying Weakness Policy, or if you really want to be, lit, he could run Choice Band. I don't think he's going to run Choice Band on the Dragonite, as that's a tad bit risky, especially when I have a Togekiss and another mon that resists Dragon type attacks in the form of Mega Metagross. So if I was him, I'd probably run Lumberry or Weakness Policy. Most likely Lumberry though, considering I do have a Will-O-Wisp Rotowash, Possible Thunderwave Togekiss, and Toxic Umbreon that I was planning to bring last week. But yeah, the next one we are bringing is actually going to be Haxorus. We're going to be running a really heat set last week, or we ran a really heat set last week. It is going to be a Scope Lens Mold Breaker set with Shadow Claw to add to the critical hit ratio. Now, I apologize for saying that we are going to run it. I'm really used to just filming the team build before the match happens, not a week after it happened, but re-recording had to happen. So yeah, we're going to be running Scope Lens Hatches, and the reason why is because I don't want something bulky like Cresselia or Bronzong getting in the way of our sweep. He does have a Bronzong, he does have a Cresselia, so let's go over some calcs here. First of all, we are running Shadow Claw in case he has a Mr. Mime. There's honestly no reason to run Poison Jab, so it does not have any, well, it does have Mr. Mime, but there's no reason to run Poison Jab. We can just run Shadow Claw and hit Mr. Mime for super effective damage anyways, along with Cresselia and Bronzong. So let's do a calc here. Not ready for it, but we're going to put Shadow Claw on this Haxorus. And let's show you a calc that we do versus Mr. Mime. Let's assume it's Mr. Mime Are You Healing Wish set. Shadow Claw will be a guaranteed one-hit KO, even without a critical hit, on the Mr. Mime. That's how frail Mr. Mime's physical defense is. It has like base 86 physical defense, and Haxorus has monstrous physical attack, such as 147 base. Shadow Claw has a base 70 move that is super effective on a Mr. Mime, so it's no-brainer that Mr. Mime would get demolished by it. Earthquake would not be a one-hit KO. It would be a guaranteed 2-hit KO. It would do 75.6 to 89.5% damage. We should outspeed the Mr. Mime unless this Mr. Mime is Scarfed. I don't know if he'll bring a Scarfed Mr. Mime or if he'll bring Mr. Mime at all, or didn't know if he'd bring Mr. Mime at all or not. I didn't think that if he did bring Mr. Mime that he'd run Scarf on it. So that's why I went for Shadow Claw. And I felt safe that it was a 1v1 situation. My Haxorus could just Shadow Claw Mr. Mime and knock it out in one hit. Alright, Haxorus versus Bronzong. Now, bear in mind we have Mold Breaker and Negate Levitate. So let's go for an OU special tank. Sure, why not? We'll input the smallest set for the highest tier, excluding Uber, as possible. If we're +1, if we're at neutral, Earthquake will do 64.3 to 75.8% damage. Drill Ball will be a 33.6% chance of 2-hit KO, so we don't have to worry about Drill Ball one-shotting our Haxorus. If we are at +1, Earthquake will be a roll. It'll have a 75% chance of 1-hit KO, which I'm liking my odds, I am. But if we go to Scope Lens, guaranteed 1-hit KO. How about at neutral? What would a crit do at neutral? At neutral, a crit would be a roll, an 81.3% chance of 1-hit KO. This is why I'm running Scope Lens Haxorus. Deal with bulky stuff such as Cresselia and Bronzong. Or that's why I ran Scope Lens Haxorus, to deal with bulky stuff like Cresselia and or Bronzong that would like to stop my sweep otherwise. So with a crit at neutral, Earthquake becomes a 81.3% chance of 1-hit KO. Without the crit, it's a guaranteed 2-hit KO after the leftovers recovery. At +1, Earthquake is a roll, 75% chance of 1-hit KO. And as a crit, well, it's a guaranteed 1-hit KO. Now, if we're fighting a Cresselia off, we don't have to worry about Levitate. We don't have to worry about Mold Breaker or Levitate because we got Mold Breaker. Let's assume it's the OU defensive set. Shadow Claw will do 49. We'll have a 49.2% chance of 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery. Earthquake will have a 52.2% chance of 3-hit KO after leftovers recovery. And let's actually take off Outrage because we're not running Outrage on Haxorus. A critical hit from Shadow Claw will do about 72.5 to 85.8% damage output to the Cresselia. A critical hit from Earthquake will do 51.7 to 61% damage to Cresselia. Now if we're at +1, that's if we're at +1 actually. So I'll try to change the boost, the calculations there. But yeah. So Cresselia, even with a crit, we can't really stop Cresselia from stopping us from sweeping unless we're at +2 already. In which case, I don't know why he would let us set up at +2 with Dragon Dance. But for the sake of argument, if we're at +2 against the Cresselia, Shell Claw will be, well, a guaranteed 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery. And as a crit, you'll have an 81.3% chance of 1-hit KO. That's how ridiculously bulky this Cresselia is, though. Cresselia is just absolutely bulky and a menace. So yeah, we won't be able to really one-shot the Cresselia with Haxorus crit or not. But we do have a critical hit, just to, you know, hit it on the switch and whatnot. Then maybe finish it off. But it's better to do a lot of damage to the Cresselia than do none. That's why we're going to be running Shell Claw, Scope Lens, Haxorus, so the Bronzong and the Cresselia. I'm feeling kind of confident, but let's calc some damage to Gastron. Let's assume it's an NU, an OU physically defensive set. Drenclaw will do to Gastron 31.6 to 37.6 damage. If it's a crit and neutral, 47.2 to 56.4. If we're at +1, without a crit, 46.7 to 55.5. If we crit it at +1, 71 or 70.1 to 83% damage to the Gastrodon. So obviously, even though we're not really one-hit KOing the Gastrodon or anything, we're still doing a lot of damage, which hopefully Gastrodon does not fire back and burn us with a skull, because that would be really awful for us. But that's what we were planning to do. That's what I was planning to do with the Haxorus. Basically, increase the critical hit ratio to deal with the bulky walls such as Gastrodon, Cresselia, and Bronzong that would attempt to stop or sweep otherwise. And if we can get chip damage off on the Gastrodon with Toxic, or on the Cresselia Toxic, or anything really, then that's going to help us out a lot. That would help us out a lot last week against Green Scrafty's bulkiness and preventing us from sweep of Haxorus. So that's why I ran that set last week. Let's go over our next Mon that we're running. We are running Milkman the Tokus. We are running a physically defensive set once again. 252 HP, 252 defense, 4 special defense with Air Slash, Hidden Power Ground, Roost, and Defog. The reason why we are running Hidden Power Ground is to hit Heatrons and Nidokings on the switch. Nothing more. Granted, Hidden Power Ground will barely be a 3-hit KO on a specially defensive Heatran. It will barely be a 2-hit KO on a Nidoking, which way we're just barrel going for Air Slash. But we are just running it as type coverage to hit stuff in on the switch. And I could, in theory, go for T-Wave instead of Hidden Power Ground. But I don't really want to rely on paraflinching stuff like Heatran or Cresselia. It just seems completely unreliable to me. So I figured I'd just run type coverage on the Togekiss and for the Heatran last week, and deal with it on the switch, deal with the Nidoking on the switch, although I don't believe anyone would switch a Nidoking in on a Togekiss on the Air Slash and do a pretty sizable amount of damage. We are running Roost for recover, we're running Defog to clear off entry hazards. He has 2 possible hazard setters, them being the Heatran and the Nidoking. Oh, and the Bronzong. So there's 3 possible entry hazard setters. I doubt we'll see. I doubt that we'd see rocks on the Nidoking, to be honest, because people rarely use it as a rock setter. But yeah. Hidden Power Ground is going to be a type coverage move against the Heatran. Granted, we could run Aurasphere instead, but Aurasphere is not going to hit Nidoking on the switch with super effective damage. It's going to be resisted. So once again, I'm figuring that Hidden Power Ground is going to be the better option, or I figured it would be the better option against the Heatran and whatnot. We are going to be running Specially Defensive Umbreon, as usual. I think, with the exception of 1 week, we've always ran Special Defensive Umbreon. And that might have been the week that we didn't run it, actually. I don't know, I don't remember. We're on week 6 here, or we were on week 6 here last week, so I don't know if I ever ran Physically Defensive Umbreon. We're running Specially Defensive Umbreon to basically deal with his special attackers such as Nidoking, Mega Blastoise, Mr. Mime, Cresselia, all that sort of stuff. So let's go over some calcs here. We're going to be running the Umbreon set, the UU Clerk Wish Pass set, although we are going to be running Toxic instead to wear down the Cresselia and whatnot, or we did run Toxic to try to wear down the Cresselia and Gastrodon if it came to that situation. Go for Moonlight here. Alright, Nidoking, OU's Wall Breaker. If it's Life Orb, this is going to be the damage, this would have been the damage output. Earth Power would do 29.7 to 35.1%, Sludge Wave would do 31.6 to 37.1, Ice Beam would do 19.8 to 23.7, and Flamethrower would do 19.8 to 23.7. I'm pretty sure Nidoking gets Focus Blast, so let's go ahead and Google and see if it gets Focus Blast. Make sure everybody vote. No, thank you. I'll pass. Anyways, Nidoking. Pretty sure Nidoking gets it. It is Sheer Force boosted, so let's go ahead and look over here. Do you get Focus Blast? You do indeed get Focus Blast, so let's calc that, shall we? Focus Blast would be a guaranteed 2-hit KO after leftovers recovery, so we probably wouldn't want to switch our Umbreon in on that. However, if it's a 1v1 situation, Umbreon versus Nidoking, we just Moonlight Stall until he misses the Focus Blast, which is guaranteed to happen, and then we can just Foul Play away. Umbreon pretty much in 1v1 would beat Nidoking, because aside from Focus Blast, which is not really common to run, it wouldn't do too much damage to Umbreon. Umbreon would just, fire back Foul Play. Nidoking wouldn't be able to recover because it doesn't get recovery outside of Black Sludge, and if you're running Sheer Force, you're most likely not going to be running Black Sludge on your Nidoking unless you're a support set. But I do not see Focus Blast as being ran on the Nidoking, or I did not see it as such. I gotta remember, once again, not to talk like this match has yet to happen, because this is actually a post-match recording, like I mentioned before. But anyway, so 1v1, Umbreon should be able to take care of the Nidoking. Against something like Mr. Mime, I actually don't know what it would have done. RU Healing Wish set versus our Umbreon. Definitely would have a 0.4% chance of 2-hit KO, and Umbreon would be able to have a 97.8% chance of 3-hit KO the Mr. Mime with Foul Play. So again, 1v1, Mr. Mime would most likely win out against the Umbreon. In fact, it absolutely would, since it would go first. So maybe we wouldn't have wanted to keep our Umbreon out against Mr. Mime unless it was desperation. Gets Mega Blastoise. Mega Blastoise being the UU all-out attacker. Our Spirit would be a 16.4% chance of 2-hit KO. Scald would be a 23.7 to 28.2% chance to 5-hit KO after leftovers recovery. If the Blastoise lacks R-Spirit for whatever strange reason, 1v1, Umbreon's Foul Play, or Umbreon should win 1v1 versus the Blastoise. If it's burns with the Skull, we got Heal Bell and the Umbreon to deal with that. So we would have hoped to have not encountered R-Spirit on the Mega Blastoise. Rather, if we did not, we could definitely have won now 1v1 versus it with Umbreon. But I do have to assume that if he did plan for us like he did, like I expected him to, and he was worried about the Umbreon, he would have ran R-Spirit on the Blastoise for that. Whoopsie. I'll have to fix that. I will have to fix that one. Anyways, Magneton, however, I hate when Google Docs says that. Magneton versus Umbreon. Let's assume you are a... We'll call it Choice Specs set. Let's see how much damage Choice Specs will do. Even Choice Specs will not be a 2-hit KO on the Umbreon. So we can basically just stall it out with Moonlights and whatnot, or we can gauge what it's going to do to us, and we can switch in accordingly. So Thunderbolt will be a 11.4% chance of 3-hit KO after leftovers recovery. Flashkin will be a 99.9% chance of 4-hit KO. Volt Switch will be a 0.8% chance of 4-hit KO. HP Ice, I don't know why I'd run HP Ice on Magneton, but okay. Foul Play will be a 3-hit KO, I guess, or almost a 3-hit KO. I'm not really sure, but I'm saying 0% chance 3-hit KO. So just tell me how much the chances are of it 4-hit KOing. 1v1 Umbreon can still win out against. Well, I can't really win out against Magneton per se because it's still at the Moonlight, but I think after like 2 Thunderbolts, I can just go for Moonlight, then Foul Play, and go for Moonlight again. So I guess 1v1 Umbreon could beat Magneton, because we're running a special defensive set this week. And yeah, so that's why we are running specially defensive Umbreon, deal stuff like the Nidoking, the Mega Blastoise, and the Magneton. Even the Cresselia, but then again, Cresselia, unless it sets up on Umbreon, can't really kill it with a Moonblast. I already know that for a fact. It's not static. Cresselias are not usually special attack invested. And Umbreon can just Toxic stall out the Cresselia, which is a really dick move to do, I admit, but in a draft league, when there's bragging rights involved, yeah, you gotta go cut throat. That's what I learned. So we're running Umbreon, and as another special defense ball, we're going to be running our Electros. We're going to be running Discharge, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, and Giga Drain. Discharge with Stab that can potentially paralyze faster threats. Volt Switch to pivot out. That's also Stab. Flamethrower to deal with the Magneton and Bronzong. And Giga Drain to take care of the Gastrodon. I don't really have to go over the calcs here. I do know that Giga Drain will not be a guaranteed 1-hit KO on the Gastrodon. I do know that Discharge won't be a 1-hit KO on the Blastoise. It'll do a lot of damage and potentially paralyze it, but it would not be 1-hit KO. Volt Switch will help us pivot out into something that can eat up, that can switch into Blastoise. I mean, Blastoise, Mega Blastoise ideally would have went first with the move. Then we got our Volt Switch off. And since we went second, we get Switch Initiative, and then we can just finish it off, basically. So we're running Modest, Max HP, Max Special Defense, or Max Special Attack rather, and 4 Defense with the Assault Vest. I was debating running Hidden Power Ice on the Electros for the Dragonite, but I figured that unless the Dragonite is paralyzed and it's carrying the weakness policy, we're in a lot of trouble, because Hidden Power Ice will not be able to 1-hit kill the Dragonite, even after multi-skill, I believe. Actually, let me see what the calcs would say about that. I'm actually very curious. So we're going to assume that we are Modest, and we're going to take the attack investment off because we're not running that. So Hidden Power Ice versus Dragonite. So multi-skill Dragonite at level 50. Hidden Power Ice will do like 39.7 to 46.9% damage to the Dragonite at a multi-skill. Without multi-skill, would it be a 1-hit KO? It wouldn't be a 1-hit KO. So I guess if the multi-skill is broken, it would finish it off. But it's not something I want to risk, because Dragonite could easily roost off the damage, get hit with super effective attack, go weakness pulse, and a sweet bust of Outrage, Dragon Claw, whatever else it wants to carry. So that's why I decided last week not to bring Hidden Power Ice and Electros. I want to just go for a strong stab and type coverage with other stuff, such as Gastrodon, Bronzong, Magneton, and such. If we happen to go for a Discharge and was not carrying Lumber and got paralyzed, that would have been really good for us. But you guys tomorrow in the battle will see what setting was right on the Dragonite and how our strategies fared. Our final mod is going to be Card Trooper, the Mega Metagross, with Zen Headbutt, Bullet Punch, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. We are not running Iron Head / Meteor Mash this week because there's only one Pokemon we'd hit with Meteor Mash / Iron Head, and that is Mr. Mime. And Bullet Punch would take it out anyways, unless it's Filter. Let's go for a Mega Metagross here, all-out attacker. Let me show you what I was thinking when I came up with this set. We're running Earthquake, obviously, for the Heatran. That goes without saying. And we're running Bullet Punch for priority. The only thing that Bullet Punch will hit for super effective damage is Mr. Mime, and it would be a 1-hit KO unless it's a Filter set. But yeah, there's no reason to run Iron Head or Meteor Mash. No reason at all. Because we can just 1-hit KO it anyways. If it's running Filter though, then we'd be in a lot of trouble, wouldn't we? If it's running filter, then it'll have a 25% chance of 1-hit KO, so it won't be too bad. And if Mr. Mime takes prior damage, we can just 1-hit KO it even with filter. I can't really do much to its back except for a Life Orb Shadow Ball, but after the Shadow Ball, we can just finish off another Bullet Punch. It's good. It's good. There's no problem there. Dragonite Multi-Skill versus a Ice Punch from Mega Metagross. So it's this set. It'll have a 75.9 to 90.3% chance to, or damage output. If the multi-skill is broken, it'll be obviously guaranteed 1-hit KO, no doubt. So if Dragonite takes prior damage, which I'm hoping it does, or I hoped it would, then Ice Punch would be able to follow it up and knock it out in one hit. Against Heatran, obviously Earthquake will be a 1-hit KO. Let's just go OU defensive for the sake of argument. Without the Air Balloon, let's assume the Air Balloon is not there. Guaranteed 1-hit KO regardless. So, what is it? Oh, I'm OU offensive. This one is defensive for some reason. Let's go OU especially defensive. Doesn't matter, EQ will 1-hit KO either way. If it's a Bold Nature with 250 with 180 defense instead, Earthquake would be a 50% chance of 1-hit KO. So I mean, it'd be a coin flip basically. Lava Plume would not 1-hit KO the Heatran or the Mega Metagross, so we could just basically follow it with a second Earthquake if all else fails. So yeah. As far as Nidoking goes, obviously, Zen Headbutt would be a 1-hit KO on it. Pepclaw's boosted Ice Punch would be a roll, as with Earthquake. I mean, regardless of what move we decide to use, if we decide to predict him to switch into something like Heatran, there'd be no harm in going for Earthquake, as we'd have a 93.8% chance of 1-hit KO the Nidoking. If we predicted him to go into Dragonite, expecting the Earthquake, or the Zen Headbutt, we go for Ice Punch. It'd be an 81.3% chance of 1-hit KO. It's like no problem there. The only risk is that he would just kill us with Earth Power, just straight up. So, if he's on a Scarf Nidoking, we'd have to risk a prediction game here, and it's fine. I mean, as long as we get a lot of damage done on the Nidoking, it is perfectly fine. So basically, the team that I brought against him last week was Rotom Wash, Guts with Rotom Wash, a Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp, and Pain Split, 248 HP. 252 defense, 8 special defense. Leftovers, obviously. Arm Dragon and Haxorus. Scope Lens, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Shell Claw, and Dragonance. 252 attack, 4 defense, 252 speed with a Jolly Nature. Togekiss with Air Slash, Hidden Power Ground, Roost, and Defog. Leftovers as the item of choice. Bold Nature, Max HP, Max Defense, 4 special defense. Midnight the Umbreon, Foul Play, Toxic Moonlight, and Heal Bell. Max HP, Max Special Defense, 4 defense with Leftovers. Kill the Electros, Discharge, Volt Switch, Flamethrower, Giga Drain with the Assault Vest as a hold item. Max HP, Max Special Attack, 4 defense of Modest Nature. And Card Trooper the Mega Metagross with Zen Headbutt, Bullet Punch, Earthquake, Ice Punch. Max Attack, Max Speed, 4 defense with obviously this Mega Stone as the hold item and a Jolly Nature. So that was my team for last week's match against Green Scrafty, aka Rudy of the Chattanoogga Chesnaughts. I basically predicted him to bring his Talonflame, Heatran, Dragonite, Mega Blastoise, Cresselia, and Gastrodon as the 6 Pokemon. That was quite funny, I agree. But as the 6 Pokemon to use against me. And I will say this, I'm not going to spoil the match for you. You'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out. But I was pretty much wrong on some of them. So that is going to be it for the VPL Week 6 Team Builder. Sorry this was a post-match Team Builder. I wanted to re-record it and everything. And I'm not really that much happier with this recording as opposed to the original one, but I'm not going to record for a third time. I'm not going to do a second post-match recording. And I do apologize for saying stuff like I'm expecting them to bring and whatnot. I'm so used to doing my Team Builders before the matches actually happen, but doing a post-match Team Builder, explaining my teams and whatnot and my choices, while explaining the result was kind of awkward and new for me, but regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this Team Builder. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more fantastic weapon battling action as well as draft league action, and I will catch you on the flip side. And remember, Stay salty, Rage Critters. Stay salty. Woo!